Fire Station 5 was built in 1956. It is 62 years old.
Since then, building code has changed over the years. With this being an essential facility, this needed to meet that building code, and it was less expensive to demolish and rebuild than to do a seismic upgrade.
Medic 56, RC4. Respond on A6 to attack is A10.
San Francisco approved 2010 ESSER general obligation bond that included improvements or replacement to fire station and police stations and other projects.
Fire Station 5, which is located in the Western Addition, is very important to the San Francisco Fire Department. Not only do we house an engine and a ladder truck there, we also have our division chief.
Demolition started in April of 2017, and the completion is scheduled by the end of this year, 2018.
The building will be 21,000 square feet and it will be 3 stories high.
Construction budget is $15 million.
The assignments for firefighters 50 years ago are not what they are today. We respond to a lot of medical calls, we respond to hazards, motor vehicle accidents, and we have to have ample space not only for living, but for response for our vehicles and for training.
Fire Station 5 will be the largest fire station in the city, and it has 5 apparatus bays, and it includes some training facilities. They do ladder training against the building. There's a special cornice along the front edge of the building where they can lean pretty heavy ladders and climb up the ladders carrying equipment onto the roof. There's also a space to practice confined space rescue where they're, like if they have to go down into a manhole.
Fire Station 5's first floor is mainly going to be the apparatus bays, as well as a kitchen where the firefighters will have their meals, a dining room, a day room for training. On the second floor we have the officers' dormitories, which is 4 different officer spaces. On the third floor we have all the firefighters' dormitories. We have a fitness room for the firefighters, and we have a study and a library for the fire department to study for any EMT exams or any other exams that they need to do.
Some of the special features that our firehouses require is they have to be built to 1.5 times the standards for earthquake requirements because it's considered an essential facility. That means that in case of an earthquake or a catastrophic event, that facility will be standing and that the firefighters will be able to respond to any incidents in the area. We also have very, very heavy duty standards when it comes to the weight of our vehicles. The building has to hold not only the weight of our vehicles, and in the case of Station 5, it's also a fueling station. So we have diesel fuel available for all of the fire engines in the area.
So with the fire station where you have large engines that are constantly running throughout the day, whether it be maintenance of the engine or running in and out on calls, all the fumes from those engines have to be sucked out of the apparatus bay and sent out above the building.
The station does include elements to make sure that they have a rapid response. That's the utmost priority. Some of the specific features include the slide poles. That way if they're sleeping or on an upper floor, they can get down to the ground floor within seconds. The other features, the new bifold doors that the newer stations have. It open very quickly.
The reason that we've gone to this design is that in case of an earthquake or in case of damage to the door opening, the door will still be able to be opened, and the way it's opened is actually a release lever, so it's a mechanical release as opposed to needing electricity to open it. Our doors in some cases open up to 100 times a day to respond to incidents, so they have to be built to a much heavier standard and a higher standard than residential and even commercial. A lot of warehouses don't open their doors as much as we do when we're responding to incidents.
There are historical elements that are being retained from the previous building. The main one is these 5-foot-high cast iron lanterns. They were at 2 previous stations and moved to Fire Station 5, so they have a long history. They've sort of traveled around the city at different fire stations, and they're going to be placed inside the apparatus bay. And there is an art piece for a new art that's going to be applied as part of the glass. There's a curtain wall above the apparatus bay. The piece of art is, I believe it's called Flow, and it has waves that'll be represented in the glass.
It's interesting working on an essential facility like this because there's elements that resemble residential with the firefighters' dormitories and bathrooms and showers. And there's also elements that are more commercial, like the kitchen, and other elements that fall under that essential facility, which you want the most strict code requirements.
Design is always challenging in that you're trying to make many different things work together. There are a lot of different voices in the room. We really work hard to listen to all of them and carefully orchestrate it.
All firehouses are considered public buildings, so the public is always welcome to come and visit their local firefighters. And we're there not only to do our firefighting duties, but to be a part of the community. It's not only a job, but it's something that we are very, very proud of, and we look forward to serving the citizens of San Francisco.